Okay, I have found a spot where it's not going to rain on me. Under a tree here. Looks like, I don't know what kind of tree this is, but it's a beautiful spot here. I'm cutting in some of the still pictures I've taken with my phone and in a few pan shots from the camera here, and I'll probably talk over that stuff too. The house Kepru thing was just amazing. If you haven't ever been to some sort of spiritual retreat convention where a lot of people get together and their energy just... This was a group of energy workers, so it was amazing. We had a dance party and just doing free-form dance and playing with the energy with everybody else that was playing with the energy. It was so cool. It changes you. It changes you, whether it's a pagan camp out or some sort of retreat, or a convention like this. It changes who you are. I was driving and putting together things in my head and taking things apart in my head, and it was just an emotional roller coaster, and I know what I need to do now. I've spent this last year and a half or so, I moved to another state, got out of the place I was in. I started eating better. I've lost a whole bunch of weight just eating better and not really dieting. I don't know how much I lost because I don't count pounds, but I'm like 6 pants sizes down, and I'm going, wow. And I haven't deprived myself of anything. I don't want to eat a lot of the junk anymore. Every once in a while, the urge, overpowers me. But once you start that ball rolling, there's just, I have no idea what it is. It's momentum. You gotta break the momentum. If your life is in a place where you're stuck somewhere and you can't seem to get out, you gotta do something. It's like a rocket engine that it sits there on the pad all revved up, and eventually it starts moving slower and slower, and then it eventually reaches escape velocity. And that's the way it is when you try to get out of something. And I've spent a lot of times where I never got to that escape velocity, and I couldn't seem to get there. But I've put enough stuff together now that I've done it. And I'm trying to help my mother do the same thing. She's still stuck in that house that we lived in. We bought a house together, which I regret doing, but I lived there for a long time with her, and I still own, a piece of that house, and I want to let go of that. And I want her to get into a better place because, it needs a lot of repairs, and in the neighborhood has just changed radically, and not for the better either, so. I see her, she's actually doing some stuff. I talked to some of the people there, and something that I had to do with what I was doing was throw away all the mementos. I looked at so much stuff that I used to be able to wrap a nice memory in and be able to, like a warm blanket. But now I look at it and it's just stuff. I know the connection. Some of it I don't even know the connection anymore. And I had to pitch it. The clothes, all the little knick-knacky things that I have saved since I got out of high school even. I cleaned out the garage in that house, and there was so much stuff that it was packed up 30 years ago, and it never got unpacked. But I went through it. There's a few boxes that I couldn't deal with, but about 90% of it got dealt with. And most of it went on the curb. I found a box that several months ago that I had packed up before we moved into that house when I had a place of my own. And I knew when I put all that stuff in the box, it meant a whole lot to me. And probably 99% of that stuff went straight in the garbage can because it no longer had any significance. And I had space for something else. I think I will cut this off right here and start something else. Blessed be y'all. This is Jen Freemind from Alleran Park in Illinois near Champaign.